Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the ABA Coffee in the Park. My name is Cam Milliken, and I am here with my co-host extraordinaire, Jennifer Herrick. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Cam, on those smoky days.
I know. For those of us who live in Alberta, today is a little bit smoky out there. The forest fires are doing their thing.
They are.
And the air is a little, like you say. But you know what? Wind will come, it'll blow over, who knows? But anyway. Yeah.
Well, this is what we live in now.
It is. We live in Alberta. And how you doing? Doing good?
I'm good.
So for those who live in Edmonton or in Alberta, today's not a great day for Edmontonians.
The Oilers lost.
Yes, we had a bit of a trouncing last night.
Sure did.
A bit of a trouncing. I still have faith in my team. They're going to do this. I mean, it's just a minor setback. No big deal, but it wasn't good last night.
Wasn't pretty.
Yeah, but the city is still buzzing, so it's kind of awesome. Jennifer, we are coming to you live, folks, from the Wall Coffee Roasters in the heart of beautiful downtown Atchison. That's right. So if you hear some noises in the background, coffee machines whirring, people talking, kids screaming. No kids today. No kids. Just businessmen being very loud. That's what's going on at the coffee shop today. Jennifer, tell us about some very important people.
We would like to thank our gold corporate sponsors, which include the MyShack Group of Companies, Genix, Parkland County, and Bow Valley Credit Union.
Yeah, without them, we would not be able to do what we do. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. Jennifer, I'm excited this week.
Oh, there's so
Are
much
you
going
excited?
on this
I am
week.
very excited.
It's the golf tournament.
It's the golf tournament
On
this
Friday.
week. The ABA, Atchison Business Association golf tournament.
Yes.
Which sells out, by the way, in 24 hours.
Yes.
24 hours. This golf tournament sells out.
It's
with a waiting list.
It's with a huge waiting list.
With people phoning saying, look, what can you do to give you tough?
Nothing.
You blew it, you're not in. So next year, start early. Like, you know what's going to happen next year? People are going to be up all night at their computers.
Like, remember the days when you had to get tickets for concerts?
Like Ticketmaster.
Like Ticketmaster, yeah.
That's right. It's going to be so awesome.
I know.
And people are going to phone us, I didn't get in, the computer crashed. I'm sorry. Or they'll start lining up outside the ABA door.
Wouldn't that be something?
No, that would be. Because I'll sell hot dogs and make cash. So I think that would be really great, and I'm excited about that. And that leads us in to
our guest.
I'm so excited today about our guest. This is awesome.
Because this guest will be attending the ABA golf tournament on Friday.
They're actually special guests.
They are special guests.
Yes. They're doing something very special at the golf tournament.
I know.
Never done at our golf tournament.
Not at ours.
At others, I think he'll tell us they've done it at others, but never at ours.
No.
And if you are an Edmontonian, if you are an Oilers fan, if you've ever been to Rogers Place, you're going to know who these guys are.
You sure are.
Amazing. So Jennifer, take it away.
Our guest today is Matt Laird with the Brasstactics.
Matt, welcome.
Matt.
Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing?
This is incredible to have you here. The Brasstactics. Now, we better tell everybody what that... Matt, tell us, who are the Brasstactics?
Brasstactics, we are a brass band located here in Edmonton. We are, I guess you could call us a New Orleans-style brass band.
So
Not your average, classical brass. We play everything from AC/DC to Dr. Dre. And
you guys are amazing. Tell us all the instruments in the band so the people get the idea.
Yeah, the way I've structured the band is we have trumpets, saxophones, sousaphone, which is a tuba. We can go in depth about that.
Yes.
And then we have trombone, and we've got drums. So we've got percussion with toys, and then we've got a snare drum, and we've got a bass drummer.
Right.
So,
and at the games, you're like a mini marching band.
Yeah.
You go around the concourse level before the game.
Completely mobile.
Yep. And then when the game starts, you're up in your perch up there, and you just go after it.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. If you've never heard... Are you guys, you're online, right? Do you have like clips online and stuff like that?
Yeah. We do.
Yeah. People need to go see that because I looked at it this morning, but I didn't click on any of the clips. But man, unbelievable. It's amazing.
It is.
It's unbelievable.
So let's start from square one.
Let's start from square one. The question we always ask right out of the gate.
Matt, where were you born and where did you grow up?
I was born here in Edmonton. Well, I was born in Edmonton.
Yeah.
On the West End, I was born at the Miz. The Misericordia Hospital.
The Misericordia, not the Misery, Jennifer. Don't look at me like that. Lawyers are already, he called it the Misery. We're suing. Anyway, okay, yeah, so anyway.
No, and I grew up on the West End. I was a West End kid my whole life. And
what high school did you go to?
I went to Harry Ainlay on the
Harry-
south side. Yeah. I know. So there's actually a story on that.
yeah.
So I still lived on the west end.
Yeah.
So when I was in junior high, I got to be friends with a friend of mine, and his dad was the music teacher for Harry Ainlay High School.
Yeah.
His name's Rob Spears, greatest music band teacher.
Shout out to Rob.
Yeah. Rob's amazing. And he said, I'll give you a ride to. He needed tuba players. Tuba players, they're
Sorry, we're not. I need to interrupt you for 1 second because Jennifer's son is a tuba player.
Okay.
He is. Yeah. Just had his big tuba concert.
We did have the big concert.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
big band concert.
Nice.
So
What
she
school?
knows of what you speak.
Yeah.
He's at St. Thomas.
St. Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So you went to Ainlay.
Yeah. He
to
drove
play
us,
tuba.
Yeah. He said he would drive me to school every day.
Wow.
So I took that, and he needed tuba players. So I went to Ainlay for high school.
Okay. What's the Harry Ainlay mascot?
So I actually was the Harry Ainlay mascot as well.
Okay, Cam.
This is blowing my mind.
If we had video, you should see Cam's face right now. He is so excited.
I asked this question of every person. What was your high school mascot? Some know, some don't,
Right.
but nobody has ever said,
I
I
was
was
the
the mascot.
I was.
This
yeah.
is unbelievable.
Absolutely.
What is their mascot?
The
is?
Harry Ainlay Titan. So he was,
Titan.
he was like a Titan, like a
Yeah.
So I had like a shield and a sword, and I had the big.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
I went to Rochep.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
were the Thunderbirds.
That's right.
Yeah, we had like a bird guy
Yeah.
walking around, but
Yeah.
I like the Titan is way. Titan's probably sleigh birds, but anyways.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool.
yeah, we got. Yeah, no, I like. We did. Like for the volleyball team, they would do these. Volleyball and basketball were huge at Ainlay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they might still be, but
Yeah.
they had these like entrances,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of wrote the entrances for the volleyball team when they would come in. And
Unbelievable.
Everything from they got locked up in a cage and then they had to spike the ball at the bad guys. And,
man.
And I came in to
This
save
is
the
the
day.
best
Yeah.
ever. This is just so awesome.
We had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I
We had a lot of
bet.
fun.
bet.
Incredible. Man, okay.
Yeah.
So you're West End kid going to the South Side for the music program.
The South Side.
Going to the South Side.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Was that your passion, Matt? Was that, hey, this is what I want to do after I graduate is music?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, I got into music. None of my family, like a lot of people, when they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're musical, your
Yeah,
family must
yeah.
be musical,
Right.
right?" And a lot of the times that is the case,
Right.
But I wasn't. Like, my family is not musical whatsoever. I started in a drum corps, so a drum corps is like a marching band,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's all there's no woodwinds.
And what you played the tuba?
I played
or-
yeah. I started out on the baritone, but
Okay,
I
yeah.
ended up going to
Baritone's a littler tuba.
So,
it's a mini
like,
tuba.
Yeah, and so they're all marching tubas, and
Right.
we were marching, and so we would go down to the States and tour the States.
Come on.
And be in competitions, and the drum corps is very competitive.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you've ever got a chance to, like, it's like an underground world. It's really cool. I mean, my business partner and I, Blair, he's
Yeah.
a drummer. He's my drummer.
Yeah.
We both did high-end drum corps.
Okay.
So I marched for the Madison Scouts.
I was just saying to Jennifer earlier today that on the weekend I was flipping through the channels, and they had the U.S. International Marching Band competition.
Yeah.
In Houston at like the whatever they call that, the Astrodome or whatever it is, and it was amazing.
It's crazy.
It's
Yeah.
not that big in Canada, or is it? And we just
it's
don't.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's not that. Like, everyone I know goes down to the States
Yes,
to try
yeah.
out for whatever marching. Or
I
drum
got
corps.
friends that went to school on a marching band scholarship.
Yeah.
Down there.
Yeah,
so.
down there you can.
But you guys had it
to
going
pay.
on here.
I had to
You
pay.
had to pay.
I had to pay. Like tons of money. It was
But you had it going on here.
a flight down to Madison, Wisconsin
Yeah.
every month.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so-
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
The drum corps is like when the university marching bands.
Yeah.
Yes,
And then
yes.
there's drum corps, which is the next level up.
Oh,
it's like
okay.
it's like the NHL
Oh,
of the marching
of
bands.
bands.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
and if you make that, you're like,
yeah, so when I was in it, you can only play till you're 21.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm gonna age myself here.
That's all right.
But
Yeah.
I aged out in 2005.
yeah.
And so we got 5th in the world. the Madison Scouts.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Fifth in the whole
amazing.
world.
Fifth in the whole world. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so it's
That's
extremely
incredible.
competitive, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so-
amazing.
Yeah.
Huh. And so, but then you had to quit because you were aging out.
Yeah, like I didn't want to do music. Like I wasn't
Yeah.
into music. But this is the thing I was getting at is when I first started with the Strutters Drum and Bugle Corps, which was here in Edmonton,
Right.
now known as Northern Empire.
Okay.
They were going down to this. They were going to Florida.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't, hey, do you want to play music? It was, hey, do you want to go to
Do you wanna
Disney
go to-
World?
Yeah, do you want to go to Florida? Okay, yeah.
And I'm like,
Bonus.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So music, and even in high school,
Yeah.
with Rob Spears, we went to Italy, we went to Germany, we toured.
Really?
This is incredible.
I'm a traveler. I
Yeah,
love to travel,
yeah.
and so music was my vessel.
To travel.
Yeah, exactly.
I just knew there was a story here. I knew it was more than just a bunch of guys getting together playing at the Oilers games. This is pretty incredible.
Yeah,
This is fascinating.
The music is. The music is secondary.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I hate to admit that, but
Yeah.
like the connections that we build with people.
Yes.
Right, right.
The places we're able to go to.
Right.
The things that we were able to do and see. It's all. That's what
Unbelievable.
it brings on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so you did that.
Yeah.
And then you
I-
got booted out because you were too old.
That's right.
Yeah.
And among other things. Yeah.
we don't need to go into those if you don't want.
No
you know,
comment,
Yeah,
no
no comment. Yeah, okay.
And then after that, I actually went down to the company I worked for. They brought me down to Red Deer,
Oh, okay.
and so I did. I kind of quit music.
Yeah.
For I had a family. I had 2 girls.
Yeah, yeah.
I raised my kids, and we had a house in Sylvan Lake. And
Okay.
Yeah.
we lived down there, and
Wow.
music wasn't
Yeah.
on the forefront.
Sure.
Right,
anymore,
right, yeah.
Right. So probably about 6 or 7 years that I wasn't really into. I wasn't doing anything.
Wow.
And then,
But
weird
was
as-
your heart like?
Yeah,
Deep
it-
down, your heart was still there. Right?
It's weird
Yeah.
because I didn't start.
Yeah.
Like it was a vessel to travel.
Yeah.
But then once you play, you have this bug.
Right,
You
right.
have this musician bug.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
And so I would peruse the internet, and I found a sousaphone. So that's what I play. It's a type of tuba.
Okay.
And so up until then, I was playing regular tubas.
Yeah, yeah.
In drum corps, it's called a contra, or it's a
Okay.
marching tuba that sits on your
The-
shoulder.
Right,
shoulder,
right, yeah,
yes.
Yeah. But the sousaphone. So when I went to New Orleans, they had the New Orleans brass bands, right? And shout out to our
Love it. Yeah.
Rebirth brass band. If you want to look up all the old school, there's
I love it in New Orleans. I love walking down the street when the music's playing, the bands are marching. It's amazing.
Oh, totally.
When I die, I want. The,
I got your second line, Cam. I got your
man. I was in New Orleans once, and there was a funeral. You know how they do the
Yeah,
funeral?
yeah,
procession?
yeah.
I said to myself right then and there, I
Me
want
too.
that. I
Me
want
too.
that at my
100%.
funeral.
We do those. So
Do you?
If you guys
We'll sign the contract now.
Yeah.
and then I'll put it in my will.
I should do that. I should.
No,
get-
seriously.
Get people while they're living, not after they're
No.
gone.
100%. This. Okay, we should talk about this after because I think there's a market here.
Oh, totally,
And so
yeah.
I want you at mine, and we'll
Yeah.
get it into the will and get it signed. And anyway, so yeah.
Yeah.
So
but
you're-
email us if you're looking for it. Like if you're out there.
It would make funerals so much better.
Yeah.
They're
no,
great.
it would.
No, they are.
Because they're kind of anyway.
I know.
I've done quite a few of them in my day.
We've done wakes.
yeah.
We've
Oh,
done,
okay. Yeah.
A good buddy of mine. He
Yeah.
his family reached out and said, "This is what I want you guys." Oh. Yeah. And so
Man,
yeah.
this is
Yeah.
incredible. I'm so excited now because I changed my will about the food at my funeral. Because I don't like sandwiches at funerals. That's
Right,
dumb.
yeah,
so
yeah.
in my will it says pizza and chicken wings
Yes.
and ice cream sundaes. And now to have a band
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
I'm
a
over
celebration of
the
life.
top right now. Anyway, we're digressing to something else. Sorry. So, okay,
No
so
worries.
you're in Sylvan Lake.
Yeah. So I moved there, and I didn't play or anything like that. And I always had that, and I found a sousaphone for sale, which is
Right.
something I'd never played. Like
Yeah.
it's the round one that wraps around
yeah.
me. You can
Right.
So it's something I never played, and I bought it. I just was like, I don't play in a band anymore.
Honey, I bought a sousaphone.
Little did she know.
Little did she know.
I have 3 sousaphones
Oh my goodness.
and 2 tubas.
Two.
trombones,
This is incredible.
trumpets,
This is
saxophones. Our
Right.
music room is very
Full.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a sousaphone.
So I got a sousaphone, but I never used it. I didn't have a purpose.
Yeah.
I just, and I would bring it out and play it and jam on it, but I never really I didn't have a band.
Yeah.
Right.
So it just sat with me.
Right.
And I had we need a brass band. We need to have a New Orleans style brass band. Edmonton doesn't have one.
Right.
Nobody has one up here.
Yeah.
Like, it's very seldom. There's some bands in Winnipeg, the Heavyweights.
Oh, okay.
They're an amazing brass band.
Yeah.
But nothing
Do they
here.
play at the Jets game?
No, sorry.
No.
Dirty Catfish Brass Band.
Oh, okay.
They're the ones. They play at the
okay.
Jets
They
game.
play at
Yeah,
the-
they do
okay.
play at the Jets game. So, so I got the sousaphone, and I just always let's bring the band.
Yeah.
Let's do the
Get a
band.
band.
Right?
Yeah.
And my drummer Blair,
Yeah.
a great friend of mine. He marched in a drum corps as well, the Santa Clara Vanguard. We grew up together. He moved to China, and he was living in China for
okay. Yeah.
X amount of years.
Sure.
And just coincidentally, I moved back to Edmonton. He moved back to Edmonton from being in China, and we both love golf.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're excited about the golf tournament this week.
Awesome.
We're huge golfers, so we're gonna try and sneak on.
Yeah.
After some way,
Sure.
somehow.
We'll figure it out.
I know
one way or
there's
the other.
it's a very
Yeah,
tough.
no, we'll figure it out. Yeah, if the ranch is listening, we won't figure it out. But, okay, yeah.
But yeah, we kind of were like, let's get. It's funny we say this because we never really had a brass band to begin with. but
Right.
Let's get the band back together.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, hey, let's get the band back together.
Let's get the band back
And we put together a brass band, and that's the essential start of it.
Right.
Was influenced by New Orleans, but everything that we had done up until then, the drum corps, the marching bands. I could even get into the photo booth business and
Right.
my own work with project management and whatnot, because
Sure.
it's essentially the same. Like, if you're managing musicians,
Yeah,
you can
no,
pretty
yeah.
much manage
No,
anything.
it's probably like herding cats a little bit, right? Yeah,
It is. It's harder. I have cats.
Yeah, cats. And you have musicians.
And I have
so-
musicians.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So,
what? To put the band together, what did you take? Did you take out an ad? How did you find
yeah,
the rest
what
of your band?
wanted?
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of the guys we had played with here and there, and once you know somebody that's plugged into the music community
Right.
like really well, you kind of, and that's kind of essentially in anything, right?
Yeah.
When you're looking for contacts, you're like, who's plugged in and who do they know?
Right,
And so it was
right.
basically like, so I put a rehearsal together, and some guys came out, and then it was like, who'd be really good for this gig? This guy,
Yeah, yeah.
Johnny Mac. You
Right,
know what
right,
I mean?
right.
Johnny Mac's your guy.
Johnny Mac.
So, and that's our saxophone player anyway.
Give Johnny Mac. I love that. This is just getting better all the time. Johnny Mac. This
Johnny
is
Mac's.
awesome.
Shout out to Johnny Mac. He's
Yep.
our sax player. He's incredible. He's
Yeah.
he's probably the biggest Oiler fan out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Johnny
yeah,
Mac.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
So we bring that, and then Johnny Mac knows Zach.
Yeah.
And Zach knows, and we just. And it's not for everybody,
Right.
especially with
Yeah.
what we do. You
Yeah.
kind of have to be talented on two fronts. You have to be outgoing, and
Right.
you have to be
Yeah.
personable, and
Yes.
you
Yeah.
have to exude confidence.
Not really Edmonton Symphony Orchestra type stuff.
There
Although
are,
you could,
yeah.
but not really, right?
Yeah.
You guys
It's
are
a
like
different. It's a
Yeah.
different.
Different level.
It's a
Like
you're
energy
out there.
level. It's an energy level.
Yeah, that's
no,
a good way to put it. It's an energy level. Yeah.
There's musical performance, and then there's musical playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what a lot of things that we learned in drum corps was. It's not just we're not sitting in chairs and
No.
just playing.
No.
We are marching around.
Yeah.
We are moving.
In
we are
sync, doing
Yeah.
everything, doing all the
throwing,
stuff. Yeah.
throwing flags.
No,
and,
yeah.
yeah. So it's called general effect.
Right.
There is a production there. There is a performance, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what we really gear towards is the movement, the interaction with the crowd.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's all encompassing.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah,
You got the band together.
got the band together, and we started playing, and
And when what do you put an ad out in the
I know,
paper?
exactly. We'll play.
Available.
so what we
New
did,
Orleans style brass band.
Yeah, essentially that's exactly
Yeah.
what we did. We had a I had a Facebook post and Instagram,
Yeah.
we went out on social media and said, this is who we are, this is what we do, and we're doing a brass blitz,
Right.
basically. And so
I love that.
for $100, you guys could hire a brass band to march in and play whatever you had. Birthday, you had a barbecue, you had blah blah blah. We would come in and we would play for 15 minutes, and we set this one day up. It was like, okay, May 24th or June 7th or whatever it was. Is you book us on that day, and we're just gonna hit. We booked 14 that day, the very first day.
14 in one day.
One day, yeah.
You must have just been running.
Oh, we were.
It
was ridiculous.
Neighborhood to neighborhood.
And everything seemed to work out. They were like, okay, I have, St. Albert, there's a store called Confections.
Yeah.
And they're amazing. But they booked us for the store open. So it was one of the owner's buddies. He's
Right,
like,
right.
I want you guys to play outside and wake. He has to get to the work early in the morning. I want you to play for him outside.
I love it. That's
what I mean?
great. Yeah,
I love that. When someone
Yeah.
hires us to hey, I'm quitting my job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a brass band to march me out. Yeah.
I love. No, seriously. I want. When
Hey, listen, folks. When I quit the ABA, I'm calling
We're
Matt
marching you
to
out.
march me out.
Yeah, that's why. There's another market there. HR departments.
Yeah.
You should go to after HR department. Anyway, okay.
Yeah. So we booked 14.
Yeah.
Now we only charged $100, which
Wow.
was the biggest mistake ever.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Right.
I mean, you got 8 guys
Of
and you made
course.
$1,400.
Yeah.
Shared between 8 guys for us. Essentially, it was a 7 o'clock in the morning to
Oh.
midnight.
Yeah.
That's like
My lips were
barely a
bleeding.
Subway sand for
Yeah,
each person.
yeah.
That's barely a foot long.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
lips were bleeding.
Wow.
We were tired. We
Oh,
were
I
exhausted.
can
It was
imagine.
the hard, but all of that work that day
Yeah.
paid
right?
off
Right.
because then it was like,
Get these guys.
Yes.
Book these guys.
Book
I
these
saw
guys.
these guys there.
Here, there.
Yeah.
Bam, bam,
Wow.
bam. Yeah.
Okay.
And that brass blitz turned into, we were playing tons of shows, and it was a lot of 15 minutes. I just
Right.
need
Yeah.
you guys at my birthday party or whatever. And then COVID hit.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we couldn't play anymore. So we started to book some gigs at bars and
Sure.
We actually had, it was March 14th, we had a show booked at the Rec Room on
okay.
on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
West
yeah,
End, at
yeah,
West
yeah.
End Mall. And we were like, no, so we did actually play that show.
Really?
Because it wasn't completely
It
shut
hadn't
down.
completely shut
Yeah.
down.
Right. Right.
And we played that show to...
Is it hard to play a
Not a lot of-
sousaphone with a mask on? Yeah. It's I can imagine. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, we had to, so, and then after that, the controls came in.
Right.
Where you had to mask up.
Yeah.
And then they said you can play live music outside,
Outside,
as
right.
a
Yeah.
but the brass musicians, the horn musicians
Yeah.
have to cover their
Oh,
bells.
yeah.
So we had
That's another podcast right there. I'm not getting into that right now, but anyway, that's just okay.
we had to do
You had to- yeah.
basically we had to do brass masks. Right.
Unbelievable. Okay, yeah, whole other podcast.
Whole other-
yeah,
but
yeah.
Anyway, so we played outside. We were able to
Yeah.
play outside,
Unbelievable.
and we had a advantage over other people because
Yeah.
we didn't have power. We didn't need
Yeah,
power.
yeah.
We could play anywhere. We
Anywhere.
could play outside.
Right.
We could be socially distanced.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we could do all that. Where, sad enough, a lot of our friends who are musicians were like,
Yeah.
it really killed
Couldn't
us.
play, yeah,
Sure.
because they're bars or clubs or
everything's
whatever.
shut down.
Yeah.
And here we're sitting going, we're
Yeah.
kind of thriving a little bit. It's tough to say that, but we played a
I
ton.
think that's
Yeah.
fantastic. I think that's really great.
It was good because we lifted
Yeah.
this. People when we played, people were like,
right?
"You guys have
You
no
lifted the
idea."
spirits.
Yeah,
For sure.
You have no idea
That's
how
incredible.
much this meant to us, right? So we really felt like we were doing something.
I love it.
Important.
Good for you guys.
Yeah.
Good that
Yeah.
you didn't just shut her down.
Yeah.
That good for you
Yeah,
guys.
and
Yeah.
it and we found ways
Yeah.
to make it work. Starlight Room in Edmonton,
Right.
one of our biggest
Right.
supporters. They are awesome. Tyson and Andrea over there, and all the guys, Lad, and
Shout out to them. Yeah.
they supported us through the whole thing. They actually had us come up on the roof. We couldn't play inside.
Okay.
So we actually went up on the
On the
roof.
roof.
Yeah.
I
We're
love
like, hey, we can't play inside.
Yeah,
Well, we can
rooftop.
play. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So
I
we
love
did
it.
we did the first rooftop series, and
Yeah.
so they actually did more bands after that. But we were the first. Like, I built a stage up there on
Yeah.
the roof. Like that was
Fantastic.
I
That's fantastic.
I
Is
got-
that stage still there?
the stage is still there.
We should do a street concert or something out there.
I'm in. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, another
let's
one.
Do, yeah, let's book it for the middle of summer. It'll just go after.
The stage.
That'd be crazy.
It wasn't because to get on the roof.
Yeah.
It was like 2 feet by 2 feet. You had to. The Starlight Room's old.
yeah.
Like,
No. It's an old building.
It's
Yeah,
an old
for
building,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
So the way up on the roof is this ladder that you got to climb up.
Yeah.
And getting a sousaphone. I have to
Sousaphone
take.
up.
yeah.
I have to
I
take.
can only imagine.
I have to
Wow.
take my sousaphone apart.
Maybe we
Unbelievable.
can get one of our crane companies to like.
Well, yeah,
hoist
Ah,
it
yeah.
lift the instruments up, put them in a big case, and just lift them
That's
up.
right.
I wonder if
Unbelievable.
they would just.
Sure.
If they could just, we could play hung from the cranes. You know what I mean?
I was just saying this the other day that we should
He
do an
actually
event.
was.
What I was,
Yeah,
where
I
we
know,
should
I
do
know,
that.
I know.
Okay, well, we got so much to talk about after.
do.
This is unbelievable.
We do.
All right, time's running. Yeah, unbelievable.
sorry, yeah.
But
So-
I have to know.
Yes.
When did the Edmonton Oilers
Yes.
group come knocking? How
Yeah.
did that start?
Okay, so Brasstactics and the Oilers group aren't the same.
Yes.
Right.
We like some of us play in the Oilers band.
Yes.
And some of us, so it's not the same band.
Okay.
We just have same members.
Okay.
And whatnot.
Yeah.
But I am fortunate enough to play in both bands.
Okay.
But yeah, so then they came knocking and
Yeah.
looking for a brass band and we were able to
Yeah.
to
It's
get
incredible.
that in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I play with the Oilers drum and brass crew and I love it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You
Those-
guys are it adds so
It
much.
does add so
Before the
much.
game, like I
Yeah.
said, you guys march
Walk on the
around the
concourse.
concourse.
Yeah.
People, everybody who has a phone is taking, everybody who is taking pictures, everybody. I have a friend who actually, they have a Down syndrome child and they go to a lot of games. And whenever he sees you guys
I know
coming,
who he is.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
goes crazy.
We just danced with him last night.
Yeah, that's right.
I love him.
That's right.
He's so
he was
awesome.
there last night.
Yeah, yeah.
He just loves you guys.
Yeah.
Loves you guys.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go up on your
What's his
little
name?
perch.
Do you know his name? Oh, sorry, I'm throwing you on the
No,
spot.
it's okay.
It's okay.
I'll get you.
Yeah, send me his name because
It's
if you can
Russ Matichuk.
Okay.
Yeah.
hook me up with this
Brian Matichuk.
Okay, I'd
Yeah,
love to.
Brian.
I'd love
Yeah.
to reach out to
Sure.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
And
talk later.
he has actually has his own Instagram page, Dancing with Brian.
Oh.
It's phenomenal.
Oh my
Anyways,
God.
well,
Okay.
yeah, we'll
Okay.
we'll get to it after. He's amazing. Anyways, so when you guys get up on your perch,
Yeah.
and then go, when play stops or whatever. Personally, I don't think you play enough up there, but I know there's a lot going on. So.
Oh, they've got a ton of sponsors
Yeah,
they need
I know,
to get
I know.
to. And
But
trust
if it were me,
we
if I was in charge, Tim Shipton, do you know Tim? Tim's the VP. Yeah, so we've
yeah, I
had
know
Tim on the show,
Yeah.
and Tim, they
Play
should play
more.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tim.
just saying, Tim. Anyways, yeah.
We love it. I mean, whether we win or lose, a lot of people come up and say, "You guys were the best
Yeah.
part of the show, or
You
the
were
best
great.
part of the
Agreed.
game,
Yeah.
or whatnot."
You
And
were
that,
really
that
great.
means a lot. I know it's not true. I mean, like,
No,
these
but-
are the Oilers, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
But for a lot of people, like the diehard hockey people who are dialed into the game, and then there's the people that come for the whole experience.
Absolutely.
And you guys just
Bring
add
that
to the
experience.
whole experience.
the Edmonton experience is incredible.
Yes.
I will comment on the Edmonton Oilers experience, and it is so fun
Right.
to be there.
Right.
And the excitement that
Yeah.
is in that building night after night after night after night.
Even watching the game last night in Florida, one of the announcers, mind you, a Canadian announcer,
Yeah.
he said, "This is nothing like Edmonton. This
No,
is
and it
nothing.
isn't.
It isn't.
No.
We are unique.
Yeah.
They say we are the best in the league.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
they say in terms of experience.
Yeah.
So that's incredible.
And I've had other teams in the league reach out to find out how we do
How you do it.
how we do what we do.
Because you guys are
Yeah.
amazing, amazing. You're.
Oh.
It's almost 30
I can't
minutes.
believe it.
Almost 30 minutes.
Really?
It's gone
Yeah.
by so
Not kidding.
fast.
Oh my
Not
God.
kidding.
Okay, final question
Final.
that we ask all of our guests.
Every one of our
Matt,
guests.
what is the best piece of advice you've been given, either personally or professionally, that you carry with you to this day?
I think it's confidence and believing in yourself.
Yeah.
And just not exuding confidence, but just believing in yourself and go with your gut.
Yeah.
Go with your gut and put yourself on the line, but do it with confidence. And it will work out, and
Yeah.
and if it doesn't, you still did what
Yeah.
you still did it with confidence and go in. I wouldn't say go in full, but I
Yeah.
think the in a musician style of way is and be confident with what you're doing. And how do you be confident with what you're doing is all of the preparation and all of the practicing that leads up to that.
Yes.
So it's not like
it doesn't just happen.
And that's what I'm trying to get at is you can't you want to be confident,
Right.
You can't just pull confidence out of the air.
Right.
So work at the things that will get you to that.
How many hours a week do you guys practice?
I don't. We play more than we practice.
Do you? Okay, but you're
Because
constantly
it's-
playing,
they're
so
constantly
that's
playing.
Yeah,
it's like practice, right
We're
there,
gigging.
yeah.
We're gigging
all the time.
all the time. I mean, we've got
Man, I'm
4
so
this week.
excited about Friday.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome. It's just going to be awesome for the golfers, for everybody there.
We'll bring out.
What a
bring it out.
pleasure to meet you. What a great story, Matt.
Yeah,
what a
thank
great
you for
story.
having me. I appreciate
you
it.
need to. Everybody needs to hear this
and
story.
if people want to book,
Yes. How do they do
Brasstactics,
that?
How do they find you?
Come out to our website,
Okay.
www.thebrasstactics. I
Yes.
know a lot of times we hear,
Brasstactics.
a lot of times we hear Brasstastics.
Yeah.
and that might lead
No.
to like, hey, I tried to reach out to you.
Yeah. No, your
Brass-
tactics.
The tactics of the
Tactics.
brass.
Brass
Yeah.
tactics.
Yeah, let's get down to brass tacks.
Yes.
All
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, brasstactics.com. And then alternatively, you can reach out to us on Instagram or Facebook.
Right.
You can just message us there
Yeah.
and we'll get back to you. And yeah, hopefully we can do something.
Wow.
We've got weddings, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs,
Yeah.
corporate events,
Everything.
golf tournaments.
Everything.
We do
Funerals.
We'll do funerals.
Yeah.
We'll do
I don't want mine to be one of the
Barbecues.
first you do, but yeah,
No.
but
no, if you want
when it happens.
if you want us to wake your kids up,
I'm liking this.
There
if
you
your
go.
kids aren't getting out of bed, you
Here's
can-
an idea. On the first day of summer vacation, when your kids think they get to sleep in, hire these guys to come and stand outside their window. That would be the best.
Yep.
At like 4 a.m.
At 4
Yeah.
a.m.
Yeah, that'd be just
Listen,
the
if
best.
I have to host another baseball weekend,
Yep.
guess who I'm hiring?
You're hiring
Yeah.
them.
I know.
Awesome. Beautiful. Matt, thanks so much, man.
Thank
You're
you
great.
so
You're awesome.
much.
You guys do an amazing thing.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Oh, man. Seriously, Jennifer, if I come back in the next life, I want to be in a brass band. That is unbelievable.
Matt is such an awesome guy.
What a great guy. I can hardly wait till Friday now.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be unbelievable. I can hardly wait. And those guys are amazing. If you've never seen them, you need to go on their website and check them out. They're pretty incredible.
They sure are. And book them.
Yeah, book them. Yeah. You know what? They're not that expensive.
No.
They're not. We know that because we've booked them for the golf tournament. And they'll come do anything. It's fantastic.
So
This would be
cool.
great. I'm booking them for my funeral. I'm just saying that right now. They're going to do that. It's going to be incredible. So anyway, what a great show. Thanks, everybody. Hey, make sure you tell your friends and your neighbors and your coworkers and your enemies. And if you don't have any friends, make one because you won't want to miss this episode. Tell them about that. It's going to be just phenomenal. And yeah, thanks.
Thanks, everyone. and
Go
we'll
Oilers.
See you next week.
Yep.